Free transfer move from Liverpool. Despite not making a good start to the season, things are slowly getting back on track in Liverpool, which has been making a comeback recently. During the summer transfer window, Sadio Mane, who became one of the legendary names of the club, left. However, the Reds did not take a player to replace him and chose to continue with Luis Diaz. But at this point, Diaz is injured and has almost no substitute. For this reason, Liverpool continues to work to fill this region. And there may be a great opportunity. It is reported that Liverpool want to transfer Wilfried Zaha free of charge next summer. But that could spell bad news for the three members of Jürgen Klopp's first lineup. Zaha's contract at Crystal Palace will expire at the end of the season. The winger has long been linked to his transfer to one of the Premier League's major clubs after his disappointing performance at Manchester United. Palace boss Patrick Vieira insists Zaha is not worried about her future. However, Italian sources claim that Liverpool is a big fan of the Ivory Coast star and has a bargain deal. Liverpool are already doing well in the offensive zones, but Roberto Firmino's contract expires in the summer and, as we just mentioned, no one has been transferred to replace Mane. Zaha has similar features to Mane in profile. He's a fast, dribbling, running and dribbling profile. However, it should not go without saying that he has some difficulties in finishing. It is also said that Zaha's arrival will create a negative picture for some Liverpool players. Let's take a look at these names together. Diogo Jota. The Portuguese player has not scored for Liverpool since April and is now out for the next few months with a serious calf injury. Injuries have been a problem for the Portuguese star lately. Darwin Núñez will have more opportunities to showcase his talents on the front line following his £85 million arrival. If she can nail it to a point, Zaha's arrival could make Jota's life even more difficult. However, Jota mostly likes to act as Firmino, used more as a connecting player in the middle of the offensive line. This transfer may not affect him as much as expected. Fabio Carvalho. Carvalho can play both at the front and in the midfield. But if Zaha joins, we can say that one of these roads is blocked. We can say that Carvalho, who is only 20 years old, is still early for the starting lineup. But the last thing he needs is more competition than he already has. Darwin Núñez. If Núñez is not successful in his first season, his place in the team may not be guaranteed. Diaz can play as centre, allowing Zaha to stay in a wide position and force Núñez off the side. It could mean that Núñez is pushing to prove himself this season. However, the number of positions it will compete in seems to increase. However, it is certain that there will not be a transfer that will have a direct negative impact on these names. Zaha usually plays on the left wing and her biggest opponent will be Luis Diaz. Diaz has been injured this season and things could have turned out a lot different if Zaha had been in the team now. Still, Klopp managed to find a solution, but things can't always be expected to go well. That's why the left wing needs to be stocked as well, and it makes sense to consider Zaha, who has proven herself in the Premier League. Moreover, if such a talent joins the staff for free, it could be one of the best jobs of the last period. Liverpool are after the Austrian midfielder. Liverpool is leading the race to sign Leipzig midfielder Konrad Lama, with Bayern Munich and Chelsea also interested. Lama's contract will expire at the end of the season, so it's very likely that he will leave Leipzig in the near future. The Austrian international is attracting the attention of clubs all over Europe, which should come as no surprise if he's going to make a free transfer. Journalist Christian Falk claimed that both Liverpool and Chelsea were keenly interested in signing the midfielder. However, Falk says Bayern Munich is a more effective club at the point of tempting the player. Famous transfer specialist Fabrizio Romano also confirmed that the player wanted to leave the club. At the moment, Liverpool are leading the race to sign him. However, Bayern Munich may be the most effective club in luring the player. Julian Nagelsmann wanted him in 2021 and 2022. Now he sees Lama as a priority in 2023. English clubs he was in contact with his manager, but we are still in the early stages, said Romano. From Lama's point of view, transfer to Bayern Munich could be impressive. The German giants have a lot of power in the Bundesliga and can usually sign any top player from most clubs in the league. However, Liverpool could offer Lama a more regular place in the starting lineup, and that will depend on what the player's preferences are. Lama will choose Bayern if he wants to stay in the league and play in a top-ranking team, or Liverpool if he wants to play a role where he can get more time in a team that plays at the top of the Premier League. It's true that Liverpool needs more of a name in his attributes. Klopp is in a lot of trouble this season, and there are still many injured players. With Lama's quality, he can add depth to Liverpool's midfield. However, it should be noted that Lama is also injured. The Austrian player suffered a ligament tear injury from syndesmosis and is not expected to return early in January. For this reason, how the player will return is one of the reasons that can affect this transfer route. Coming back from long-term injuries is not easy. If the player gets a chance until his contract expires, it will be a good chance of observation for teams interested in him. However, it is debatable how right it is for Liverpool to sign a player with an injury history. Klopp said he saw Liverpool's £20 million man doing something against West Ham that worries him. Jürgen Klopp admitted that he had to remove Thiago Alcantara last night as an injury measure. The 31-year-old player was removed just before an hour, along with Darwin Nunez and Fabio Carvalho. Speaking after the match, Klopp said he saw a warning sign that Thiago had to leave. Thiago got nervous once on the pitch, which is a warning sign for me. We have to react to everything, so it was clear we had to change him, said the Liverpool boss. Klopp also said that Darwin Nunez was removed for a similar reason. Everybody says to Darwin, no, well, but when someone is in the treatment bed for 5 minutes, I get worried too. They're all good, I think we got them all out at the right time. This is great management from Jürgen. It's probably true that the substitutions made Liverpool look a little worse last night. This has been a somewhat worrying theme lately, but when there is doubt over a player, it's still the right call to make. Liverpool would prefer to lower their performance level for half an hour and still win, rather than one of these two players missing for a while. Both Thiago and Darwin will be crucial players for Liverpool as the busy schedule continues. Thiago's value is obvious. The Reds are a small part of the best quality in the midfield, and the £20 million man is the performer of the Liverpool midfield. Nunez's prominence has also increased since the weekend, as Diogo Jota and Luis Diaz faced long-term injuries. Liverpool hardly has time to turn back before they face Nottingham Forest at Saturday lunchtime. Given Klopp's comments here, it would perhaps come as a surprise to see Thiago or Nunez start at City Ground. It may depend on how they react to tomorrow's practice. But if there is any doubt that neither of them are fully prepared, Liverpool should continue to play them. Because we saw yesterday that there is no other player who can make the perfect pass that Thiago made behind the defense. Therefore, using Thiago for 60 minutes is enough. Moreover, we should not ignore the increasing performance of Darwin Nunez. He responded very well to Thiago's passes with his runs behind the defense, and they seem to be a good fit. The harmony of these two can even take 60 minutes to win a match. As such, Liverpool should get into next month's World Cup break with their current roster intact.